The decision to accept the null hypothesis implied that there is no significant difference in the tourist destination competitiveness of Surigao del Sur as perceived by the two groups of stakeholders. This result signified that the performance assessment made by two groups were still the same, and that there was some level of agreement between both perspectives. It can be concluded that the demand supply analysis of competitiveness provided a more holistic view of destination competitiveness and contributed to the consolidation of knowledge on the topic of investigating both the demand and supply side perspectives and emphasizing potential discrepancies and their implication. Our recommendation, with the very promising potentials and very good competitive performance of Surigao del Sur as a tourism destination, and with the present context where most cities, regions, and even countries relying on tourism to compensate for poor economic performance and deficiencies, and the transition from mass tourism to the new age of tourism. Investors are welcome to put their investment in designing tourism products based on the individual demands and interests of visitors. Problem number 4, findings. Three fundamentally different constructs of destination competitiveness result were identified from the qualitative data analysis and interpretation of the interview. Number 1, competitiveness of a tourism destination as perception. Number 2, competitiveness of a tourism destination as performance. And 3, competitiveness of a tourism destination as a long-term process. While there were many similarities among the interviewed stakeholders, particularly when it came to the multiple elements that contributed to a destination's success, the variations found were similarly in these three constructs. In conclusion, the three distinct constructs revealed from the qualitative part of the study implied that destination competitiveness had a higher level of complexity. The identified constructs demonstrated that, in addition to the known complicated and relative nature of destination competitiveness, it also contained a large amount of subjectivity and dynamism. Stakeholders in a destination often had conflicting goals and objectives, and their perspective on what success means and requires different. For recommendation, since stakeholders in a destination often have conflicting goals and objectives, and their perspectives on what success means and require differ, understanding and educating them on the various levels of the tourism destination competitiveness concept are advised to serve as a springboard for greater consensus across diverse stakeholder groups. Also, tourist destinations should be pushed to design tourism products based on the individual demands and interests of visitors. Problem number 5, findings. Based on the findings, the study proposed for a Surigao del Sur tourism development framework. The framework aimed to make Surigao del Sur as a tourism destination of first choice by providing an authentic tourism experience in the tourism areas of nature and activities, heritage and culture, destinations, towns and cities, events and festivals, and business tourism. In conclusion, based on the findings from all activities undertaken in this study, a Surigao del Sur tourism development framework was designed. The proposed vision and established an inspiring yet attainable goal for all stakeholders to align on the development path that would best realize Surigao del Sur's tourism's potential. 5 strategies were provided as development path to attain the ambitious goal of the study for Surigao del Sur. The overarching strategies aimed at strengthening the entire quality of and capabilities of Surigao del Sur's tourism industry, as well as supporting long-term growth that would be consistent with Surigao's outstanding value. Our recommendation: the officials for the provincial government and local government units are encouraged to consider the proposed tourism framework to be designated in the provincial master development plan to sufficiently address the gap in the tourism industry of the province. So this is the develop Surigao del Sur, proposed Surigao del Sur tourism development framework as an output of my study. For rationale, this study proposes for Surigao del Sur as a tourism destination is depicted in this proposed tourism development framework. The vision establishes an inspiring yet attainable goal for all stakeholders to align on the development path that will best realize Surigao del Sur's tourism's potential. Through balanced growth and using Surigaonons to contribute significantly to the province's socio-economic growth and wealth distribution, inclusively and sustainably. The framework aims to make Surigao del Sur as a tourism destination of first choice by providing an authentic tourism experience in the tourism areas of nature and activities, heritage and culture, destinations, towns and cities, events and festivals, and business tourism. So this is the framework that we have created. We have five strategies. Strategy number one is the development and improvement of supporting infrastructure and amenities without inflicting negative impact to the local communities and environment. Strategy number two, development of tourism attractions, products and services, including the encouragement of sustainability, environmental friendly and Surigaono's integrity of attractions. Strategy number three, development of a tourism human capital's potential and the development of tourism consciousness among Surigao residents. Strategy number four is the creation of balance between tourist target groups through targeted marketing that embraces Surigao and creation of coincidence among tourists. Strategy number four or number five, organization of collaboration and integration among public sectors, private sectors, and general public in tourism development and management, including international cooperation. So all of these strategies is aim for the providing of the authentic tourism experience through nature and activities, heritage and culture, destinations, towns and cities, events and festivals, business tourism, leading to Surigao del Sur as a tourism destination of first choice. So this is also my activity after the study, the presentation of my output at the provincial capital last July 14, 2021. The attendees of this presentation was Honorable Manuel O. Alameda, the Sagudiang Panglungsod on Tourism, Miss Maryville Chan, the Provincial Tourism Officer, Miss Julie P. Senense, Travel and Tours Operations Association President, Miss Florence Abis, the Tandag City Tourism Officer, and Miss Michelle S. Pareja, Senior Tourism Officer, Operations Officer. This is also the certification of the Provincial Tourism Office uh, for their appreciation of the presentation and also their recommendation that they will be in considering the proposed development framework when they develop their provincial development plan. So thank you very much. In here are the different tourist destinations that we have visited. We have the Cantilan Islands, the Alameda Farm, Cabcan Island, Magkawas Falls, and Tinoyan Falls. So thank you very much. That is my presentation.